What's up, everybody? It's your favorite villain of 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea's favorite nerd, and today we are looking at the Admiral Ackbar. It's a trap! From the recent wave of Black Series, Return of the Jedi inspired. Well, at least him and Tebow, anyway. I was really anxious to get a hold of this guy. One of those kind of background characters is kind of important that we talk about. Plus, we knew that they already had a head sculpt for him from the Force Awakens one, which we will look at here in a second. So it was only a matter of time, in my opinion, but it took a lot longer than I thought it would. So with that being said, let's take a look at him, and we'll start with accessories. He comes with this blaster. We have silver paint on the barrel, and the rest is just black plastic, and we've seen this sculpt before. But he'll hold it just fine, and he has good trigger guard safety with this finger not going into the finger guard there on the trigger guard. So there you have it. And let's talk about the figure. So the head sculpt is great. It was great before. It's great now. The paint is fantastic. I would imagine it might even be the photoreal stuff because it has like that shiny look. But like all of the spots and stuff, like they seem perfect. Plus it has a wash on it as well. Really comes through. Excellent, excellent, excellent job. And then the eyes are painted with 2 shades of yellow and then the black for the pupil. Really well done. So just like before, the mouth does articulate. It's a trap. And if you go to Starbucks, it's a frap. Forget it. And inside it's all painted pink, and it has a looks like it has a wash inside as well, so to speak. And then it has a heavy wash down here and 2 shades of that skin tone. So really well done. The head articulation itself is on a ball peg. You get up to about there, down to there. The swivel, you don't really get a ton of the swivel, but you do get a little bit, so it's a little limited in that regard. All right, plus the head, the jaw sometimes doesn't always move with the head as you're articulating like there it did, and I had to move it, and it's staying well now. But sometimes as I moved it around, I've noticed that like the jaw would just kind of have a mind of its own. All right, so moving on, we have this soft piece of plastic over the buck of the figure, and it works well enough. It's this like kind of off-white color, not the brand, but a descriptive term, with the paint app there in the same shade on the little belts here, and then you have the little patch with it, which is a gray with blue and red. So all of that's well. From the chest into the abdomen is a single ball peg. You don't really get a whole lot forward and back, but it is there. You do get the swivel. It works fine. The shoulder is a disc hinge that goes into a ball peg in the chest. You get above 90 degrees, which is nice. Plus you get a good bit forward and back, so no issues there, plus the 360 around. The elbows are a single hinge. That's also where you'll get your bicep swivel. Get you just about 90 degrees. And the wrinkles and stuff are done well and look natural for the elbow. I'm not crazy about the fact that they have like the soft ratchet notches in the joint here. It's off-putting and distracting, and it doesn't need to be there. You have the same kind of birthmarks and stuff kind of put on the outside of the arm. That looks good, and it's sculpted well enough. The hands hinge in, out, and a swivel where they plug in, and the fingernails are painted black. Same for the other side, no other paint apps to mention. Now you do have this brown stripe down the side, and the good news is it's done clean, it's done sharp, but I have a little bit extra here on the pants, but oh well, cost of doing business, I suppose. You have T-jointed ball joints for hips, get you out to there, and forward and back to there. We have the new knee system, which is a hinge that plugs in to the thigh. Speaking of the thigh, you do have a thigh swivel at a cut joint. Once again, you get 90 degrees. I'm not sure if the juice is worth the squeeze here. I'm just not sure if this is better than what it was before. Because if you're not looking for it, I guess these flaps look okay, but if you're looking for it, they look very unnatural to me. Speaking of unnatural versus natural, though, the sculpting in the pants works well, looks good, and you get a disc hinge for the ankle that even allows a little bit of space to get you an ankle tilt up, an ankle tilt down, and a rocker, which can sometimes be challenging when you have sculpted pants that aren't, super form-fitting like a Marvel Legends spandex suit. And then there you have it from the back. Pretty clean figure, basic figure with their new kind of way of doing things, but well done nonetheless. So there he is with his Force Awakens version, and as you can see, definitely the same mold, completely different paint scheme though, so that's good to see. And interesting, I wonder if their skin and stuff is supposed to change over time, or it's just one of those things. Probably just one of those things, but headcanon, right? That's what it's there for. But right on target. And there he is in my Ewok Village set, which is going to be basically my Return of the Jedi shelf for indoor anyway. And I added 3PO and a little throne in the back. Nice touch, and I put R2 over here as well. Still got Tebow. So this one's coming along quite nicely. Looks good. And he looks good in it, and I'm happy to have him as a part of it. Final thoughts wise, we'll start with the negatives, and they are mainly that head articulation. It is extremely limiting, and I'm not sure if it's because of the joint or more than likely because of this soft plastic bit that goes around it. So it's a character design issue. I'm not sure they could have worked around it, but it is limiting and it is frustrating. You also find if you look at his feet, they look awkward, or his feet, I should say, because of the dynamics regarding the sculpt of the lower part of the pants mixed with the sculpt of the shoe. I think they did the best they could, but you'll still find it challenging to get a dynamic pose where the feet end up looking like they make a whole lot of sense. Other than that, that's all I really got. I'll tell you, like, I know that, you know, it's a boy's toy, quote unquote, so it's got to have a gun. I would have much preferred a chair for him to sit in. I would like to see, this isn't a criticism, it's just a suggestion. I would like to see Hasbro begin to think outside of the box regarding the accessories that they include with their figures. Not every character needs a pistol. Sometimes it's appropriate, sometimes it's necessary, and sometimes it's not. Positives wise though, there's plenty to talk about here. The head sculpt is once again amazing. It's reused, but it's still amazing. The paint applied to the head sculpt is even better than the Force Awakens version, which was already good. Tons of character comes through in this, which is always nice. That same sort of care is applied to the arms and hands, and the likeness of the character is just spot on. Great paint down the legs, with the exception of that little blotch I have, and individual results will vary there. That's kind of the cost of doing business. The articulation is fair, nothing outstanding here, but nothing super aggravating. Plus you get the extra kind of character bit with the mouth, so to speak. So all of that works really well. The sculpt is good. It's a character we've wanted for a while. When I say we, I mean me, but I'm guessing we. So it's a really nice addition to your Jedi shelf, and I definitely recommend it. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.